after that, Prabhuji will repeat it, and after that, we will celebrate our special occasion.
Jai.
Why we call this special occasion like devotees, anything there is related to Krishna or not Prabhuji, that is called special.
Hare Krishna.
Then we can see also one couple
Hare Krishna.
on a swing during Zula Yatra, Sri Madhusudana during the book festival, and Lord Jagannath in his Mamada form on the chariot during Rath Yatra. Such a person is never born again. Prabhupada ki jai. His praise Jagannath Prabhu ki jai. The whole Prabhupada. I will say last thing, last word.
As we know, Srila Prabhupada is the epitome of whole ISKCON. Am I right? Srila Prabhupada is the epitome of whole ISKCON. But I believe myself, Devakinandan Prabhu is epitome of Singapore ISKCON. His praise Devakinandan Prabhu ki jai. So next, welcome Prabhuji with 3 loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Radha Natavarapuhu Karnayo Karnikaram Vibravasaha Kanakakapisham Vaijayantim Chamalam Randran Venur Adharasudaya Purayan Gopavrindai Vrindaranyam Swapadramanam Pravisha Gita Kirti. This shloka is coming from the 10th canto and it is in the 21st chapter and it is the 5th verse, 10:21:5. This shloka is very important for us because it describes the beauty of Krishna. Shukadev Goswami is the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And he spoke this verse explaining the beauty of Krishna. But what is very important is, before he could describe the beauty of Krishna, Shukadev Goswami did not want to come out of the womb of his mother. And his father Vyasadeva had to actually preach to him the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. And when he was fully convinced, then he came into this world. But after Shukadev Goswami came into this world, Shastras tell us that he had a little bit of impersonalist tendency. He did not have the taste for Krishna as a personal deity. There was a little bit of impersonalism. But his heart became changed and melted because of one shloka that his father chanted. 2 shlokas actually. The first shloka that Vyasa Bhagavan chanted to Shukadev Goswami is actually 10:21:5. It's a very important shloka, and that's why we're chanting it today. The other shloka that was chanted by Vyasadeva is actually the shloka which shows the mercy of Krishna, Aho Bhakya, that is in the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But today we are having a beautiful boat festival. And the significance of the boat festival is to actually celebrate, not just observe, but to celebrate the wonderful pastime of Krishna with the gopis in the river Yamuna. So we may have a small pool here, but this pool is not different to us. It is identical with Yamuna river. Because we are receiving Krishna in the spirit of devotion. The more devoted we are to Krishna, the more our consciousness will transform. And the more our consciousness transforms, the more the place where we are, it also becomes a Tirtha. Vidura was described by the Pandavas as Tirthani Kurvanti. Tirthani Kurvanti means you are a pilgrimage place personified. So when Vaishnavas come and they gather together and they hear about Krishna and they speak about Krishna and they remember Krishna, that place is considered to be Tirthani Kuruvanti. It is actually a pilgrimage place. So we may be in Cuff Road in the middle of Little India, but for today's beautiful pastime, actually by Krishna's mercy, this place has become Vrindavan. And this is what Srila Prabhupada said. Srila Prabhupada wanted us to create Vrindavan consciousness wherever we go. And the only way to create Vrindavan consciousness is that we should be very, very sincere in our own sadhana. This is very important. We should not be weekend devotees. That we come here and we feel like we are devotees. And then Monday to Friday, we are not devotees. That is not Vrindavan consciousness. Vrindavan consciousness means wherever we go, Tirthani Kurvanti. We carry Krishna in our hearts. The Acharyas, they always carry Krishna in their hearts. And today, by the mercy of the Vaishnavas, we will take darshan of their lordships. It is Tulsi Charan Prabhu's deities, isn't it, that are coming? So is it Sri Sri Radha Vallabh? Radha Vallabh, right? Okay, so they are very beautiful deities. We are very fortunate. And therefore we must remember this wonderful point. Barha Pidam Natavaravapu Karnayo Karnikaram. Shukadeva Goswami says, when Krishna is in the forest of Vrindavan, he has this beautiful peacock feathers, and they are actually on his head. And these peacock feathers, they look very nice, but on Krishna, they become even more beautiful. So we should not think that when we do Shringar, when we do Alangar on Krishna, that because of the Shringar, Krishna is looking better. No. It is actually because of Krishna that the Shringar looks very nice. Please remember this. We make it very simple Shringar, but if our heart is full of devotion, Krishna accepts it. It's a very important point. So, Barha Pidam, Natagarvapuhu. He has very beautiful, Barha means peacock feather. And Apidam means the decoration on his head. So Krishna is very beautifully decorated and he has peacock feather. And then he has very beautiful bluish Karnikar flowers. These flowers can be found in Vrindavan, but now they are becoming very rare. But they are beautiful blue flowers. And Krishna puts it behind his ears. You know, sometimes you take the flower you put here, so Krishna puts it here. Then it is stated that Krishna's garments are as brilliant as gold. Anything that touches Krishna becomes very beautiful. And therefore the gold that is on Krishna becomes very, very enhanced because of his beauty. Then Shukadeva Goswami says, Krishna has a beautiful mala. The mala that we have is already very beautiful. The mala that the deities have are very beautiful. But there is a special mala that is used to adorn Krishna. And it is known as Vaijayanti. Vaijayanti mala. So it is a beautiful garland and it is only exclusively used for Krishna. And then the shloka tells us, Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as Natavara. He is the greatest of all dancers. And not only is he the greatest of all dancers, but because he is one of the greatest of dancers, when he entered the forest of Vrindavan, everyone was with him, whether the gopis, whether the gopas, every step in Vrindavan is a dance. They are not walking, but they are always perpetually dancing, because they are always in happiness with Krishna. Then the shloka ends by saying that wherever Krishna walked in Vrindavan Dham became blessed because of the mark of his footprints. And so Vrindavan is celebrated because Krishna walked in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is not celebrated because it is Vrindavan. Vrindavan is celebrated because Krishna walked in Vrindavan. So Tirthanti Kurvanti. If we embrace and if we accept Krishna into our hearts, then Krishna will walk in our hearts also. And then we become purified. That is how we get Vrindavan consciousness. And then the last line of this beautiful shloka is that when Krishna put the flute to his lips became very powerful. And when he blew the flute, all the holes of the flute, they all became purified. Anything that is touching Krishna, it is known as Brahma Sparshana. Anything that touches Krishna becomes alive and it becomes beautiful. This is very important. Dhruva Maharaj in the 4th canto of Bhagavatam, He was praying so hard to see Krishna. And he took so much austerity. But when Krishna appeared before him, he could not say anything to Krishna. He did not have the power to speak to Krishna. He tried to glorify Krishna, but he could not. Then Krishna was very kind. He came in the form of Vishnu, and he took his conch, and he touched the shoulder of Dhruva Maharaj. And the moment he touched Dhruva Maharaj, then Dhruva Maharaj had what we call Brahma Vakya. His power of speech became alive. And then he composed so many beautiful prayers to the Lord. And therefore the first prayer he said, Yonta pravishya mamavacha mimam prasutta sanjivayati akhila sakti dara swadhamna. So these two lines are very important. Dhruva Maharaj said, Krishna, up till now I was performing so much devotional service, but I was expressionless. I was like a dead body. I could not express what I felt. But the moment you touched me with your conch, Yontaha pravishya mamavacha nimam prasutta. Vacha, I could begin to speak. And I could compose beautiful prayers in your glorification. So therefore, without the touch of Krishna, nothing can become beautiful. But by the touch of Krishna, everything glorious can happen actually. So today, Krishna, we are inviting Krishna not just in the form of Sri Radha Vallabh on the boat, but more importantly, we must invite him into our hearts. That is very important. Taking darshan of Krishna means that we are taking audience of him, not that we are seeing him. The word that is used is not pashyatam. Pashyatam means to see. The word that is used in Bhagavatam is ikshanam and darshanam. That means that we take audience of Krishna. And we pray that to take audience of Krishna means that we must receive him in our hearts. So it is not like you and I are seeing each other. We must receive each other. This is how devotees also must receive each other. Sometimes we say, Prabhu, so happy to take your darshan. What does it mean? It means we are so happy to receive you in our hearts. So today's festival is not just a festival. It is a festival of the heart. The more you accept Krishna in the heart, the more you believe him, the more you have faith in him, the more you will be touched by Krishna. And that is why Dhruva Maharaj became so glorified. That is why Krishna's flute became glorified. That is why Vrindavan Dham became glorified. That's why the gopis became glorified. Because they could not think of anyone except Krishna. Wherever they went, they were always remembering Krishna. Bikre kama Kiragopakanya Murari Pada Pitacheta Vritti Gadyadikam Mamavacha Vocha Govinda Namo Dharamada Grahe Grahe Gopavadhu Kadambe Sarve Militva Samavapya Yogam Punyani namani patanti nityam Govinda damo dharamadaveti. The gopis sing so beautifully. They say that wherever we go, we want to sell, curd. We want to sell milk. So every morning we take all of that. We go to the marketplace. But instead of remembering, please buy this, we are chanting Govinda, Damodara, Madhava, because they are completely absorbed in Krishna. Grahe Grahe, Gopavadhu Kadambe. In the evenings, after everybody has finished work, they all come together. But they don't speak of anything and anyone except Krishna. So today is Sunday evening, right? We are not in Strangle Road to sit down and talk to each other. We are in Strangle Road to remember Krishna. That is the reason why we are here. So let us now remember Krishna. And remember, when Krishna comes on the boat, he is actually in the river Yamuna. And we are transported to Vrindavan. And while he is on the boat, he is having a loving pastime with Srimati Radharani, who is always serving him. And anyone who prays to Srimati Radharani today, then please let us also serve Krishna. I guarantee you by the pages of Shastra that Srimati Radharani will be so pleased that she will recommend all of us to do service for Krishna. Without recommendation from Radharani, no chance. we need the recommendation of Srimati Radha. So shall we chant? Deities are coming down. Excellent. So we are ready now to accept. Tulsi Charan Prabhu, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to take darshan of their lordships. And we should all thank Tulsi Charan Prabhu with a very, very loud Hari Bol. One time cannot. So shall we chant Krishna's names? Jaya Radha Vallabh Radha Vallabh Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Srimati Radha Rani ki, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Jai Radha Vallabh. Prabhu, if everyone can sit down, that would be good. Then everyone can turn. Jaya Radha Vallabh, Radha Vallabh Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev. 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 Hello. Nitai Gauraharibo, Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gauraharibo. Hello. Okay, what's very important, I think, is for them to sit, isn't it? Prabhus, everybody be seated. Otherwise, nobody can see Radha Vallabh. Be merciful to all the devotees so that they can also see Shishir. Prabhus, why don't you all, so you can see, turn, so you can see the deity. Don't see the deities. Just turn a bit. Don't turn your back to Krishna here, but just turn slightly so everybody can see. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. Hari Hari